Hi everyone, welcome to this Pilates practice. My name's Debbie and I'm going to be taking you through the practice today. Now this is another beginners class. I've been asked by quite a few people if I can put some more beginners out there. I did do one recently and this is going to be a follow-up to it. So if it's something, if you've been doing Pilates for a while, then maybe this one's not the great, sort of suited to you. But again, if you're feeling that you need to just do some low down, less sort of impacted Pilates, then this is great. So I am going to tell you a bit about myself. My name's Debbie. I've been doing Pilates now for around about the last 18 plus years. It started after I had a premature menopause at the age of 29. I got osteoporosis. It went into full-blown osteopenia, which went into full-blown osteoporosis, and then prolapsed a disc. After prolapsing the disc was where I really decided I needed to look at alternatives rather than sort of keep having physiotherapy, medications to sort of help my ailments. Pilates came up and I haven't looked back. So I do hope that if you're here to start Pilates because of similar reasons, that you get some benefits from it, or if you're just doing it for the pure enjoyment of Pilates and exercise, then again, I'm sure you're going to love it. Because it is beginners, we're going to be introducing a strap today. So if you've got a strap, but again, if you're a beginner, you probably haven't got any sort of props or anything, a dressing gown cord, something like that. So grab that for yourself. And then we're going to take ourselves to our mat. We always start by laying down. So if you've got to come from your side and come down from your left if you have a low blood pressure, ease yourself onto your side and then come down and roll yourself onto your backs. With Pilates, we always breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Some moves, particularly as you become more advanced and you've got your legs and your bend, is going to be a bit harder, but we're going to try and hold the core every time. So you breathe in, you pull in the core, you breathe out, you pull in the core more. So you're breathing in through the nose and pulling in the core, you're breathing out through the mouth and you're pulling in the core more. Each time you do that and you pull in the core, you'll find that you'll start to get the lower muscles becoming tighter and working hard. So if you do that throughout the practice, you should tomorrow feel a tightness around your core. So anyway, we're going to start by laying down, as I always do. I take a few moments to close our eyes down, relax and look at how our bodies are feeling today. Some days it's feeling great, other days we've got ailments. So you need to look at areas that are tight, that are not happy today, and focus on them throughout your practice. If you have lower spine issues, take your feet mat width apart and lock your knees in together. Otherwise you can take your legs long, and we're going to start to do a relaxation here. Let's just, first of all, before we start, let's tense our body up. Let's really start to tense our body. So we're going to squeeze our body, every part of our body, as tight as we can. Really, really squeeze it in on a big in-breath. And then as you breathe out, you're going to release your body into a relaxation. So wherever you are, start to squeeze your body, squeezing everything tight. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the toes, squeeze the belly, squeeze the hands, squeeze your face. No one can see you. Squeeze everything together. Squeeze, 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 and then big out breath as you'll let your body start to relax down. So let the feet drop outwards if you have your legs long, taking your arms wide away from your body and taking them so the palms are facing upwards. Release our neck out just gently by rocking our head from side to side. Very slowly. We're not holding our breath, we're not holding our core at the moment, we're letting everything just relax down. So just rolling our head from side to side, that releases the neck. Very gently as we do this. A few more times just to release the neck. Hold a lot of tension around that area. And then come back to centre, making sure your spine is nice and straight and your head is in alignment, and allow yourself to start to rest down. Closing your eyes down if you can will help you to look internally at the body and focus properly at what we're looking at rather than being distracted by things around your room. So letting the feet drop out, letting the lower legs, the knees and the upper legs start to really relax. Just let them soften. And then check for any areas that might be a bit tense, not feeling so great today. Ask them to soften down and focus on areas that are tight throughout your practice. Focus on the lower spine, your core and your pelvis. Soften it down. Your mid-spine and your belly, let it rest. Your upper spine and your chest. Then focus on your hands, your lower arms, your elbows and your upper arms. Allowing both arms to rest. Focusing on tense areas, breathe into them, ask them to soften. And then your shoulders in your neck and your head. Let everything be heavy. Let your facial muscles relax as well, so the cheekbones, the eyebrows, the forehead, let it be soft. Just gently breathing into the tummy. The tummy is the relaxing breath, the calming breath, which is what we want. Then take a scan by yourself of your body, scanning from the tips of your toes over your legs, your torso, your arms, around your shoulders, your head and your neck. And look for areas that you need to focus on today. So you take that scan now. Still gently breathing into your belly. Everything else still and soft. Just preparing ourselves for our practice now. And start to bring some gentle movement to your arms and your legs. Wiggling your fingers, moving your toes. And then when you're ready, bringing your legs up, taking them that width apart and locking our knees in together. You may have already been there, but everybody else is going to join now. So this is our position for the moment. And then we're just going to start to move our wrists. So resting up on our elbows, so our lower arms are upwards and our hands are facing the ceiling. And we're going to start to circle our wrists. Wakening the wrists up, circling them one way. And then circling them the other way. Just gentle circles with the wrists. And then allowing the hands to drop down and coming out into a T shape with your arms. Taking an in-breath, pull it in that core. And at the same time we part our knees. Taking an out-breath, pulling the core even more. Take another in-breath, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, we hold that core tight and we drop the legs over to the left-hand side. Just drop them down, get to your point of comfort, and when you're there, release the core. A little gentle spinal twist here. Breathe into tense areas, ask them to soften. Keeping the eyes closed down if you can. And then on your next in-breath, pulling in the core. And at the same time, bringing your legs up to centre. Keep the core tight, breathing out as you keep the core tight. Don't let the core go, guys. Breathing in, pulling that core. And as you breathe out, holding the core tight, squeezing it tighter, drop the legs over to the right-hand side. Get to your point of comfort, release the core and release everything. Breathing into tense areas, asking it all to soften down. Release the face muscles, don't let them start to wrinkle. Release the shoulders down, don't hold any tension anywhere. your core, and at the same time bringing the legs to centre, breathing out. Keep the core tight, taking the feet now so that they are hip width apart. You can keep your eyes closed down or you can open them up now, however you feel. Keeping that core tight, taking your arms up into the air. We're going to start to work the shoulders and work the arms a little bit more. So breathing in, pulling in that core. And as you breathe out, hold the core tight and drop the right arm back. Breathing in, pull the core tight. And as you breathe out, you bring the right arm back up. Breathing in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, holding the core tight, you drop the left arm back. Don't let the core go. Breathe in, pulling the core tighter. And as you breathe out, you bring the left arm back up. Let's continue that. Breath in, breath out, we drop the right arm. Breath in, holding it there. Breath out, we bring the right arm back up. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth, core tight, we drop the left arm down. Breathing in through the nose. And as we're breathing out, we pull the core tight and we lift the left arm back up. And now it's a lot to remember and I'm trying to tell you best I can, but the whole time the best thing to do is every breath you take, keep the core tight, don't let it go. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, we drop the right arm down. Breathing in, we hold it there. Breathing out through the mouth as we bring the arm back up. Breathing in through the nose, pulling in the core. Breathing out through the mouth, pulling in the core tighter, we drop the left arm down. Breathing in through the nose, pulling the core tight. Breathing out through the mouth, core still tight, we lift the left arm back up. Going to do that a little bit faster now. Breathing in, dropping the right arm down. Breathing out, bringing the right arm back up. Breathing in, dropping the left arm down. Breathing out, bringing the left arm back up. Every time your breath goes, you pull in that core. Breathing in through the nose. Right arm goes down. Breathing out through the mouth. Right arm comes up. Breathing in through the nose, left arm goes down. Breathing out through the mouth, left arm comes up. Continue that scissor in your breath. Working the shoulders, keeping the core tight. Holding it up there. And we're going to take the arm out to the side, still keeping that core tight. Hope you haven't let it go. Breathing in, pulling in the core. As the right arm goes down to the side. Breathing out. As the right arm comes back. Breathing in, pulling in the core, dropping the left arm down. Breathing out through the mouth, core tight, bring the left arm back up. Breathing in through the nose, right arm goes down. Breathing out through the mouth, right arm comes back up. In through the nose, core tight, left arm goes down. Out through the mouth, core tight, left arm comes back up. Continue that with your breath. One more either side. Come into centre, bringing both arms down to the side. Now this is where we're going to take our strap and we're going to start to work the leg. So keeping the core tight, taking the strap around your right foot and taking it up into the air, holding on the strap with your right hand. Or you can take it, so you've got both hands, you can take one side in each hand, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to start to just circle the leg,
in little circle motions. You can keep the right leg, the left leg, so that it's foot flat on the floor. If you're more comfortable, you can take the leg long, whatever's good for you. We're just gently circling with support of our hand, our right leg. We're just gently circling. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it at the top. Breathing in, pulling in that core. Keep the core tight, guys. Let's reverse the circle. All the time, every breath in through the nose and every breath out through the mouth, you're pulling the core in. You're going to benefit from this tomorrow. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to centre, taking the foot out, giving the little leg a shake, the right leg, keeping the right leg now so that the foot is flat on the floor, bringing up your left leg, taking the strap around the left leg, either taking the right leg long or leaving it so that the foot is flat on the floor, and we're going to start to circle, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Gentle circles with the left leg, core tight with every breath. Breathing in through the nose, core tight. Breathing out through the mouth, the core tighter. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing and keep pulling in that core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to centre, holding it, don't let the core go. Pulling in the core with the breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Holding it there, taking the left leg down, removing the strap, and allowing both legs to come up to feet flat on the floor. So we're going to take a little hug here just to release the core a little bit more. So we're going to breathe in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, we take our hands behind our thighs and we start to lift the legs up towards us. Keeping the core tight where you can. Breathing out, hold the core tight. And squeeze the legs towards you. You're releasing out the mid and the lower spine here. Keeping the core tight. And then releasing down. Amazing. Okay, let's take the strap again, taking it back around our right leg. Again, you can have your left leg so that the foot is flat on the floor, or you can take it long. And we're just going to start to drop the leg out to the right hand side. Now you might not go very far, you might just get to here, that's fine. Don't force anything, just allow the leg to come down to where you're comfortable. Breathing in through the core, holding it tight, breathing in through the nose, holding the core tight. Breathing out through the mouth, holding the core tight. And wherever you're comfortable, allowing the leg to just hang and holding it there with a tight core. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, holding the core tight. We're getting an opening in the hip here. It's a nice opening that we need to start getting our muscles working, and this is what I sort of tend to work around, the muscle control. As we get older and with the ailments that I have, you find that our cells don't grow as fast, so they start to depreciate and grow slower. So for us to build up cells within our bones, if we promote our muscles to grow, it will tell the cells of the bones they need to grow faster. So it helps our bones as well. So bringing the leg back in and releasing them down. So now we're going to take it around the left leg. We're going to do the same on this side. So we're going to start to build up the muscles here. Taking our right leg either long or keeping it sort of flat foot on the mat, whatever's good for you. Breathing in, pulling in that core. Breathing out, holding the core tight, allowing the leg to drop over to the left-hand side. As I said, if you get here, that's absolutely fine. Wherever you are, holding the core tight, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Every breath, the core is tight. Work the muscle here, allow it to be tense and working. Breathing into it, tell it to soften down for you to go a little bit further. Holding it tight. If you find that you're starting to twist, bring the leg back up. We're keeping our back on the floor. We're not allowing the back to come up. Our shoulders are firmly on the mat. We're breathing in through our nose, pulling in the core. And we're breathing out through the mouth, pulling in the core. Work those leg muscles. Work the hip muscle. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Next breath in while you're holding the core tight. Bring the leg to centre. If you can, try to do it by your own muscle working around the core, but if not, obviously using the strap there for the support. That's excellent. Taking the strap away now. And just give yourselves a little shake with the legs, Taking the right leg up into the air, let's work out ankle. So we start to circle the ankle one way for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Circle the opposite way for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, that was my way of counting to 8. Crazy, I know. Left leg up. Let's circle the ankle for 8, 7, 6. Don't forget to keep the core tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now the other way for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent, bringing that back down. Now we're going to get a neutral spine and we're going to do a little spinal lift, so we're going to come up into a bridge. Taking our hands, triangle shape, putting them over your pelvis area. We're going to do a little pelvic tilt. We're going to do it with our breaths. We're going to breathe in, pulling in our core, and as we do, the hands will go down. Breathing out through the mouth, pulling in the core. You gently tilt your pelvis. It's just a tiny, gentle move here, tilting the pelvis upwards. You hold the core as the pelvis goes back down. You breathe in, you pull the core tighter. You breathe out, you lift the pelvis again. You hold the core tight as you release down. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, lift the pelvis, keep the core tight. Keep that movement going with your breath and keeping the core tight with every breath and every move that you make. This is going to really go down into your lower core muscles here. Excellent for pulling in and making the core nice and tight. Keep doing that, a couple more. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Every breath we're pulling in the core. Hold the core tight, guys, don't let it go. Okay, holding the core tight there. Should be now have a nice flat back. Okay, some people might have an arch, some people have a natural curve to their spine, but generally we try to keep our back nice and flat onto the mat here. Okay, now we're going to take that breath again and we're just going to try and come up into a little bridge position. So we're going to breathe in, pulling in the core, and as we breathe out, we start to lift the pelvis, squeeze those glutes, keep the core tight, squeeze everything as you can, taking the hands down now for support, and start to raise yourself up. Just as far as comfortable for you, squeezing everything tight, keeping everything tight, squeeze the thighs, the glutes, squeeze that core, holding it up there, squeezing everything as tight as you can. Breath in through the nose, Breath out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Next breath in through the nose. And then as you breathe out, you start to roll yourself down, slow as possible, one vertebra at a time, holding the core tight, squeezing everything tight, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs, rolling yourself down, gently to the floor. And then holding it there, but don't let the core go. Breathe in, pull that core tighter. Breathing out, as we hold the core tight, we start to tilt the pelvis and we start to rise up again into our bridge position. Gently coming up, very gently, just coming up to your point of comfort, to what's good for you. When you get to there, squeeze everything, squeeze as much as you can, squeeze the core, squeeze the thighs, the glutes, everything tight. Squeeze it, hands down for support, holding it where you are. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Every breath, that core is tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Every muscle that you've got, squeeze it, make it work. Breathing in through the nose, and as you breathe out through the mouth, you roll yourself down very, very gently to the floor one more time. Get into where you are. As you're coming down, I hope you've got that core tight. Let it go. Right, let the core go. We're coming over onto our side, left hand side. If you have low blood pressure, you're going to come over, you're going to push yourself up, and you're going to come up onto all fours, what we call tabletop position. So our wrists are underneath our elbows and our knees are underneath our hips. So we've got this nice position here. Okay, we're just going to do a little rock, bend forward and backwards. So we're going to come forward, you're going to work the wrists there, you're going to come backwards, come forwards, come backwards. Just gently again, we're warming up the wrists again a little bit more. We've worked the arms, we've worked the legs, we're gently working the spine, keeping the core tight here. Breathing in through the nose as you go forward, breathing out through the mouth as you go backwards. Every breath, the core's being pulled tight. Come back to tabletop position, curl your toes under and walk your fingertips towards your knees. Push into the fingertips, lifting your knees off of the floor. Bring your fingertips back closer, pushing into them and pushing up until you've got your feet nicely flat on the floor, hanging here like a rag doll. So wherever you are, if that means that you're up here, if it means you've got your legs bent, no problem. We are trying to actually bring the chest down to our thighs. So here, if you do bend your knees, that's absolutely fine. Come down to where you're comfortable and allow yourself to hang, holding hold of your opposite elbows. Just allow the spine to be rounded. Let the head drop, let it be relaxed. You might want to nod the head yes, shake the head no, releasing out the neck, and hang still. And we're going to start to roll up, a Pilates roll up, classic Pilates roll up and roll down now. So we're going to breathe in, pulling in the core, and as we breathe out, we're going to start to straighten the legs, taking the hands to the front of the legs and starting to roll up. Very slowly, one vertebrae, so the lower spine will lift, the mid spine will lift, the upper spine lifts, the shoulders go back and down, the neck lifts, and finally your head comes up. Let me just get an elastic for my hair, guys. Standing to the top of your mat now, nice and tall and straight. We're going to do a couple of roll up, roll downs. This is the classic Pilates, Joseph Pilates move that he used to do every day without fail. I try and do it every day, but I'm not going to swear by it, but it's a good move. So standing with your shoulders back and down, nice and tall, nice and straight, breathing in through the nose,
pulling that core in. As you breathe out through the mouth, you drop your chin to your chest. Every breath in that you need to take, you pull in the core. Every breath out, you pull in the core. You start to roll down, the shoulders come forward, hands go to the front of the leg. The upper back starts rolling down, the mid back, and then lower back will come down. So you go down to your point of comfort, to whatever feels good for you, keeping the core tight where you can. You hang, you hold it there for a moment or two with your breath. So you breathe in through the nose, pull the core tight, and as you breathe out through the mouth, start squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs, squeeze everything as you roll it up. One vertebrae, the lower spine, the mid spine, the upper spine, the shoulders go back and down, the neck lifts, and finally your head. Please apologise in here now, excuse my dogs. Don't know why they're barking down there, I don't know what's going on. Shoulders back and down, breathing in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, we drop our chin to our chest, holding that core tight. We start to allow the head to come down. The shoulders come forward, the hands go to the front of the legs. Keeping the core tight with every breath. The upper spine comes down, the mid spine will come down. And then finally, your lower spine will roll to wherever is comfortable for you. Don't force anything. And if that means that you're up here, then just so be it. Every time you do this, every time you do a Pilates move like that, you will go further, whatever you're doing. If you do it regularly enough, you will become more flexible and be able to move better. Coming back up again, every breath in, every breath out, the core is tight, everything is squeezed, the glutes are squeezed, the thighs are squeezed, and the core is tight. Your shoulders go back and down, your neck, and then your head lifts. Okay, so we're going to come around now, we're going to do a few little side movements. So we're going to start to work our sides now. So we're going to be twisting, okay, twisting around gently like that, but we're not moving our whole body. So the hips are not coming round. The hips are staying facing forward, okay? So the best way to do this is, first of all, let's take our left hand onto our right hip and make sure that that hip, and you're pulling on it, is staying forward. Take our right hand behind our head, breathing in, pulling in our core, squeeze the glutes, and then just turn the top part of your body to twist. Your hips are staying forward. If you find you're doing this, you're going too far. Your hips are staying forward. You're coming back. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, we're turning the top of our bodies. Twisting, gentle twist, and coming back. If you're happy with that your hips are not moving, you can take both hands behind your head. Breathing in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, we twist the top part of our body, hips facing forward. Breathing in, we come back. Breathing out, we take that over to the opposite side. Breathing in, coming back. Breathing out to the right. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, we twist to the left. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth as we twist. Every breath we're pulling the core. Last one to the left. Breathe in, pull in that core. Breathing out as we turn to the right. Breathing in as we come back to centre, keeping the core tight. Let's take our arms out in front. As we did laying on the floor, we're going to move our arms up and down here. Slight bend in the knees and the feet are wider than hip width. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, we start to scissor our arms. So now we're going to take the arms down. We're scissoring the arms. Breathing in as we come to centre. Breathing out as we lift the arms. Breathing in through the nose, pulling that core. Breathing out through the mouth as we scissor open. core tight, guys. 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to centre, bringing the arms down. We're just going to do a little side step now. So take the feet even wider now, keeping the core tight, taking your left hand onto your left hip, taking the right hand out, and just allowing it, as you dream, to come down to the leg. Bring the arm back up, breathing in, pulling in the core, and as we breathe out, we allow the right arm to drop down as we bend. If you're just dropping to here, that's absolutely fine. Don't start bending forwards or backwards or compromising your spine. We want nice side movement. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in through the nose, pull in that core. Breathing out through the mouth, we pull the core tighter. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. 2 more, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, holding the core tight. Last one, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Bringing yourself back up, holding the core tight, swap over, right hand onto right hip, left arm out. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Pulling in that core. Three more. 3. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth for 2. Core tight. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth for 2. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth for 1. Breathing in through the nose, coming back to centre. We're going to take that little twist again now. We've got our legs wider. We're going to start to twist again. This time we're going to allow the hips to move. Okay, so we're going to let them come. We're not keeping the hips facing forward this time. We're giving them a little movement. Each time we're holding that core though. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Every breath, we've got that core tight. Last one. Back to centre. Now here we're going to do some leg movements. So you might want to, if you're close by to a wall or like me, I've got like a windowsill here. We're going to start to lift our legs. Okay, so we're getting ourselves nice and settled wherever we need to be on our mat, so our feet are nice and firm. You might want a slight bend in the knees, but we're going to keep that core tight. So we're breathing in, pulling in that core tight, and as we breathe out, we're going to, like, you're going to either hold on, if you've got your hands on your hips, you're holding onto a wall or a shelf, and you're taking your right leg forward, making sure that you're nice and stable, and you're going to start to lift the right leg up and down. Now, if you're holding your core tight here, you'll find a lot more benefit. If you've got your core loose and you've got your legs loose, you're going to start wobbling around. So we want the core nice and tight. I'm actually going to come off of my mat because I'm finding it, I've not got a very stable position there. So we're going to start to lift the leg. Keeping the core tight. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Try not to put the foot down like I just did there. Okay, so with the core nice and tight, just releasing our foot back down a minute, getting ourselves a little bit comfortable. We're going to try and circle our ankle if we can. Again, if you need to support of holding on to something, then do so. Don't hold your breath, but keep the core tight. Taking the leg out, let's do little circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's reverse the circle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the core tight. Bringing the right leg down. Let's take that onto the left hand side. So get yourself nice and comfortable wherever your foot needs to be. Getting that comfortably, start to lift the foot, making sure that you're nice and stable. If you need to support of a wall or a door, whatever you may have there, let's lift our leg. Holding the core tight for 8, 7. Try not to put the foot down if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give the foot a little rest. Come down, rest again. But keeping the weight mainly into the right leg, keeping the core tight, don't let it go. Just resting the foot a little bit. And when you're ready, we're going to bring the leg back out and we're going to do our foot circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse that circle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yep, as I say, don't be frightened to hold a wall or whatever to support yourself. We all wobble, even I wobble. So this time we're just going to take the right leg out to the right hand side. So again, get your foot, left foot nice and firm on the mat, keeping that core tight here. Let's lift our right leg just gently for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the foot back down, keeping the core tight, don't let it go. And then if you can, without putting the foot down, let's take that on the left hand side for 8 lifts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bringing the feet back down. Yeah, I always find it difficult when I'm doing it in this room because I'm on carpet. Firmer floors are better. Right, we're going to bring ourselves down to our mats. We're going to do our Pilates roll down. We're going to do a few cat cows, and then we're going to do some stretching and some relaxation. So well done, guys. I hope you've enjoyed what you've done so far. Standing nice and tall, top of your mat, breathing in, pulling in that core, shoulders back down, breath in, breath out, chin to chest. Allow the head to start coming down, shoulders coming forward, hands at the front of the legs. Top of the back's coming down, mid back's coming down, and the lower back is coming down. If you need to bend your legs here to reach the floor, then do so. So come down, walking your hands forward, coming down into our tabletop position again, as we came into earlier. We're just going to do some little cat cows. A lot of people just drop and come up and use that as their cat cow. I'm going to roll through the spine. I like to protect our spine. So if you like to do this one with me, this is really good. So we're going to breathing in, pulling in our core, and we start to roll ourselves back. We come forward and we lift up. We breathe out, we roll the spine back, and we push up. Breathing in through the nose, pulling the core in tight, roll that spine and lift yourself up. Looking upwards, breathing out through the mouth, you roll yourself back and you push and arch your spine upwards. Breathing in, holding in that core, stretching up, stretch upwards, breathing out. Rolling the spine,
Squeezing everything, breathing in through the core, lifting upwards and breathing out, rolling the spine, arching up, squeezing up, pulling in the core, and then releasing. Then come over onto your side, lower yourself down, coming down and rolling yourself gently onto your back. So we're going to do a couple of little stretches, and as I said, we're then going to go into some relaxation. So well done, guys. Hope you haven't let that core go yet. Pull your core in tight. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Don't forget, every breath we're pulling in that core. So we're going to breathe in, pulling in the core. We're going to bring in our right leg. We're going to take the right leg up, and then breathing out, we're going to start to squeeze the right leg towards us to get the stretch down the back of the leg. We've worked the legs well today. Let's stretch them out. Keeping the core tight. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Release that leg down gently, but don't let the core go. Lifting up the left leg. Breathing in through the nose, pulling in the core. Breathing out through the mouth. You bring in the left leg towards you for the nice stretch. And releasing that leg back down. Okay, taking the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to drop outwards, keeping the core tight. We're just going to gently push down, just a gentle push with our hands, just to give some opening around the hips, to stretch the hips a little bit. You might want to just wobble the legs a little, like rocking gently, just to open your hips. This is a gentle one. A lot of the time we will go into, as you advance, we're going to have what they call happy baby pose for the hip area. But this is just a gentle one. So we're just allowing the legs to just rock a little bit, and we're pushing them gently with our hands, nothing forcing, and keeping the spine sort of as flat as we can against the mat, and keeping the core pulled in. And then release that, taking the hands to the outside of the legs, bringing them back up. Now we can take them either mat width apart, we're going to do our side spine twist that we did at the beginning of the practice, or you can take them hip width apart, whatever feels good for you. If you're feeling nice and warm, hip width might be better, but if you've got lower spine issues, I would keep your feet mat width apart. Taking your arms out into a T shape, or you can take them into what we call cactus arms, where we bend up at the elbows. That will open the chest a little bit more. But again, it's a beginner's practice, so arms in T shape is always good. Breathe in, pull in that core, and as you breathe out, wherever you are, you drop the legs over to the left-hand side, keeping your shoulders nice and firmly on the mat, holding it there. Keep the core tight, don't let the core go at this point. Breathing in, and then release, let the core go. Wherever you are, relax into that spinal twist, really relax into it. Let everything go, don't have any tension, breathe into tense areas, ask it to soften. Breathing in, pulling in that core again, and as we breathe out, bringing the legs to centre. Hold the core tight, don't let it go. Get your spine nice and central on the mat, but you might want to lift up with your feet to make sure that you're in a comfortable position. Breathing in, pull the core tighter, and as you breathe out, drop the legs over to the right hand side. Hold the core there for the moment. Wherever you are, hold it with the core tight, and then release the core and relax into that posture. Just relax down, breathing into it. Breathing in, pulling in that core. As you breathe out, bring the legs to centre. Keeping the core tight, centre your spine, get comfortable with the spine. We're going to take our last little hug here. So breathing in, pull the core tighter, Hold behind the back of the thighs, breathing out, you bring the legs towards you. Hold behind the front of the calves if you can, or behind the backs of the thighs, whatever's good for you. Keeping the core tight, squeezing the legs towards you, and feel the opening down the mid and the lower spine. If you want a stronger spinal lift, then you can bring your head up towards your knees, but only if you're feeling good for doing this. So you're into a little ball shape. Then gently untwist yourself. Take behind the back of the thighs as the legs go back down to the ground. Might take one leg first and then the other. And then we're going to go into final relaxation. So you can either take your feet mat width apart if you still have the spine issues on your lower back, or you can take your legs long. Taking your arms out away from your body with your palms facing upwards. Let's release our neck out again, rocking our head gently from side to side. Coming back to centre. I want you to squeeze both legs. I want you to tense both legs. Really tense them up and squeeze the glutes. Squeeze that lower part of your body. Squeeze it tight. Squeeze the toes. And then release them, let them go. You're going to squeeze the arms, so squeeze the fists, squeeze the arms, squeeze the shoulders, squeeze everything tight, squeeze it tight, squeeze, and then release it. And then you're going to squeeze your face, really squeeze your face up, squeeze, and then release. Close your eyes down, let the body start to melt into the mat beneath. All 10 toes, soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, and your thighs. Both legs rested. Release your pelvis and your lower core. Let the glutes go. Your lower spine and your mid spine. Your tummy. Let it be soft. Your upper spine and your chest. All 10 fingers, the backs of your hands, the palms of your hands, your wrists, your lower arms, your elbows and your upper arms, your shoulders. Release the neck, your head, the top of your head. Release all your facial muscles, let the jaw go, maybe parting the lips, releasing the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Release your cheekbones, your eyes, your eyebrows, your forehead. Your whole body surrendered, soft and melted into the ground beneath. Eyes closed softly downwards. Just a gentle breath, the rise and fall of your tummy. Take your concentration to that breath. Any thoughts that come into your mind, just acknowledge them, let them go. Take your concentration back to your breathing. deeper. Really, really relaxing now. Deeper and heavier into the mat as you let your body release. And be thankful for the practice that it's just done. Start to bring some movement back to our bodies now. Start to wake yourself up, being aware of the room around you, but keeping the eyes closed down if you can. Bringing your awareness to your body, into the room that you're in. Moving whatever way you can to wake yourself up, to start moving the body. Bringing your feet up when you're ready. And in your own time, you're going to push into your feet and you're going to shift your hips over to the right hand side. You're going to roll yourself over onto your left hand side. You're going to make a pillow with your left arm for your head. And you're going to lay here for a few moments, eyes still closed down. Breathing into your lungs that are open now and free in your back. So you breathe in through the nose and you feel those lungs. And you breathe out through the mouth, letting all the stale air go. Breathing in through the nose, filtering that air as it comes in. And then breathing out through the mouth, the stale air goes. We're going to come over onto all fours, trying to keep your eyes closed as you do. And keep your eyes looking down at the floor, coming round onto all fours. And while you're looking down, gently blink your eyes open. Curling your toes under, walking your fingertips towards your knees, pushing your knees off of the ground. Walk your fingertips to your toes, pushing up so that your feet are now flat on the floor as we did earlier. Just hang here like a rag doll. Let the spine open and release one more time, wherever that's good for you, however comfortable. Just hanging. And taking your hands to your hips, bending your knees, breathing in through the nose, pull that core in. And as you breathe out, keeping the core tight, you start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. The last thing that comes up is going to be your head, because we don't want any head brushes. Shoulders will go down, the neck, and then finally the head lengths. Roll those shoulders back, roll those shoulders forward. Excellent. Standing forward, taking a big deep breath in, taking the palms together, bringing the palms down to your heart centre. Give yourself a bow and give yourself a clap. Well done, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.